All right, today we're going to dive into a piece of technology you use every single second you're awake, but you probably never think of it that way. We're talking about the human eye. And trust me, this isn't just another organ. It is a straight-up marvel of biological engineering. And I mean that. This is a self-focusing, self-cleaning, high-resolution motion camera that processes information faster than any computer we've ever created. It has this incredible dynamic range, letting you see in almost pitch black and in brilliant sunlight. Seriously, no camera built by humans even comes close.
And that's the big question, right? How does this amazing biological machine take simple particles of light and turn them into the rich, colorful 3D world that you see all around you? Well, to figure that out, we're going to follow the light on its incredible, super fast journey.
So let's do this. We're going to follow a single photon, just one tiny particle of light, all the way from the outside world, through all the intricate parts of the eye, to the very back, where the real magic happens. It's a journey that takes, a fraction of a second, but it is packed with action. Our little photon has to pass through 4 critical checkpoints. Think of it like a high-tech factory line. It starts at the outer window, gets through a light control gate, is fine-tuned by a wild autofocusing lens, and finally, it hits the living sensor screen at the back.
First stop is the cornea. Now, this clear dome on the front of your eye isn't just for protection, it's a total powerhouse. It does about 2/3 of all the focusing work by bending the light the second it enters your eye. It's basically the fixed wide-angle lens for our camera.
Okay, next, that light shoots through the pupil, which, is really just a hole. The real star of this step is the iris. That's the colored part of your eye. The iris acts exactly like a camera's aperture. It automatically shrinks the pupil down in bright light or opens it wide up in the dark. It's all about letting in the perfect amount of light. So the cornea does the heavy lifting, but the lens does the fine-tuning. And this is where it gets really cool. This thing is a clear, flexible disc that actually changes its shape. It's a process called accommodation. Look at something far away, and it flattens out. Look down at your phone, and it gets thicker and rounder to keep the text sharp. It's a living, breathing autofocus system, and it's absolutely spectacular. And here we are, the end of the line. Our photon's journey finishes at the retina. This is the big payoff. The retina is this thin layer of tissue that acts like the sensor in a digital camera. It's packed with millions of photoreceptors. You've got rods for seeing in the dark and cones for seeing sharp, vivid color. And in this incredible chemical reaction, they grab that light and turn it into an electrical signal the brain can understand. So, that's the journey, when everything goes perfectly. But, like with any super complex piece of tech, sometimes things can go wrong. Let's take a look at what happens when there are glitches in this amazing system, which you probably know as common eye conditions. The most common problems are just focusing issues, what doctors call refractive errors. It's pretty straightforward. If your eye shape makes the light focus before it gets to the retina, stuff in the distance looks blurry. That's nearsightedness. If the light tries to focus at a point behind the retina, then stuff up close gets fuzzy. That's farsightedness. See, it's all about where that focal point lands. And yeah, pretty much every one of those checkpoints we talked about can have its own specific issue. If that flexible lens gets cloudy, that's a cataract. If the sensors in the very center of the retina start to break down, that leads to macular degeneration. Sometimes pressure builds up inside the eye and damages the optic nerve cable, and that's glaucoma. Or, in really serious cases, the whole retina, the sensor screen itself, can peel away from the back of the eye. That's a retinal detachment. But here's the good news. For a lot of these system failures, we have some pretty amazing high-tech repairs. Modern medicine has come up with some incredible ways to fix this biological camera. Let's see how they do it. Let's take cataracts, that cloudy lens problem. The fix is actually, kind of elegant. Cataract surgery is one of the most successful operations in the world. A surgeon goes in, carefully removes that old cloudy lens, and then they just pop in a brand new, perfectly clear artificial one. It's literally like getting a factory new part for your camera.
And the technology just keeps getting better. With LASIK, a super precise laser can actually reshape the cornea, that main front window, to fix those focusing problems. For glaucoma, surgeons can create a tiny new drainage channel to let the pressure out. And if the cornea itself gets damaged beyond repair, they can replace the whole thing with a healthy one from a donor. Just amazing.
Of course, the best plan is always prevention, right? You wouldn't buy a high-end camera and then just leave it out in the rain. Your eyes are the same. They need some simple, regular maintenance to stay in peak condition. So what can you do? It's pretty basic stuff, really. Wear sunglasses. Protecting your eyes from UV rays is one of the best things you can do. Get regular eye exams. They're critical for catching things like glaucoma before you even notice a problem. Make sure you're eating well. Vitamins A, C, E, and omega-3s are fantastic for eye health. And please, give your eyes a break from your screen every once in a while. Simple habits like these can make a world of difference down the road.
When you step back and look at the whole system, it's just hard not to be in awe. The source material for this explainer really says it best. The eye isn't just for seeing. It's one of the most profoundly complex structures in the entire human body. It's where physics, biology, and neurology all come together in one perfect little package.
And that leaves us with one last really important thought. Your eyes are a window to the world, for sure, but they're also a window into your health. They're the only place a doctor can look directly at your blood vessels and nerves without ever making a cut. So you have to wonder, what could your eyes be showing a doctor about the rest of your body? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.